Hello everyone, this is ShadowMario41 and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. At the end of the last video we activated this giant magnet which will allow us to continue to explore the Goron Mines yet again. And we apparently have to stop some like corruption or something. Don't forget about that stupid subplot as to why the Gorons suddenly became big douchebags. But whatever, let's continue to take out these guys. I always call them orcs. I know they're not orcs, but I think it's kind of funny that they kind of look like orcs and I don't know. I guess it's more of a Lord of the Rings thing. I don't know. But whatever the case may be, we're just going to activate this second little movable magnet here. We're going to have to do a lot of sort of magnetic puzzles coming up, which I think is really cool. It's kind of unique to this dungeon, too. We really won't see those anywhere else. You just stab that guy in the face. Another thing I like about Twilight Princess, I'll get some hearts. I can use some hearts, and whatever. Another thing I like about, I think that was a heart right there, Twilight Princess, is that it seems like when Link is actually fighting things, like he's actually hurting them, and like the enemies when they get hit, they actually like, you know, squirm in pain and stuff. I really like that. Didn't really see that with other Zelda titles, which is kind of cool. Like the enemies when they got hit would just like flash red, but see when you hit the Tektites, they actually like look like they're getting hurt. And speaking of which, this is the first time we've seen Tektites, I'm pretty sure. There's a chest down there. See that chest? Don't want to miss that. Speaking of missed chests, I actually did miss the chest in the first Goron Elder's room, but it just had 20 rupees in it, so it's really not a big deal. But this one has a small key, which is excellent because if I missed this chest, then I probably would have had to look for the small key, and that would not have been fun. I mean, that's in a pretty obscure location, hidden like underwater over there in the corner. Anyway, we need to get behind this little fence here so we can go down here, use the iron boots, push this block right in, and that means we can take off the boots and float up. So yeah, the boots aren't really used for water stuff very much, but they are in this little area. Mostly it's for these magnetic things and wind resistance, but I kind of like how it's used for all three, too, at the same time. Like, it seems like Ocarina of Time just used them for water stuff, but Wind Waker kind of just used them for wind stuff. This is kind of a combination of everything, which I like very much. Alright, so with the iron boots, I'm not sure if I'm going to show off the iron boot glitch, where you can actually, like, you take off your iron boots, but you're still, you know, secured to the magnetic surface. I might try to show that off. It's kind of worth it. It does save a bit of time. But this is what I really like this part, where the magnetic stream appears down there, but it's clearly like not accessible by any way. Like how the hell do we get over there? It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But you know what we have to do? A classic leap of faith in a video game. I love doing this. Actually, no, I hate doing this in video games because in classic video games, you leap, but you can't see what's below you. So it's like a chance of whether you're just going to fall in a spike pit, like a bottomless hole, or actually land on a platform. Like, that's what I didn't like about a lot of retro video games fall into that trap. But whatever. Seems like the good ones don't. That's the sign of a bad game where you have to make leaps of faith. But we'll use that switch to open that door. And we gotta hurry up. Listen to that timer. Jeez, that thing is really ticking. Whatever. Once we're through here, we can take care of these guys. Look at that. Oh god. You see those things up there? Gotta get out of the way. Those things are Beamos. Those are the Twilight Princess version of Beamos. They're a little bit bulkier than their Ocarina of Time counterparts, or counterparts from other Zelda games, or even their Wind Waker counterparts, which I think are the coolest versions of Beamos. I'm just gonna use the iron boots to go right up around them. We can't really do anything to Beamos at this point. You probably know the two weapons if you're a Zelda fan. If not, I won't spoil it, but you probably know the two weapons that can do anything to Beamos, and we don't have either. So, as you might expect, we might be getting one in this dungeon a little bit later, but I'm not going to spoil anything. We'll just cut those ropes and lower the drawbridge right there. And we're probably going to get the classic Zelda chime. Yes, we are. See, I just know this game all too well. And just drop right down and across. Yeah, we can't really deal with the Beamos right now, so just ignore them and continue on. Thank God I found that key, because otherwise I would have been like, where the hell was there a key? Like, there wasn't even a key anywhere nearby. Alright, this room. Oh, this is a big room. I think this room was featured in, like, the trailer for Twilight Princess. Like, this was a big deal. You know, you have these archers shooting at you, and we can't really combat them. I mean, we can use the slingshot. Actually, I'm going to give the slingshot a try. It's not the most effective weapon to fight these things. So, mainly you just want to kind of sneak up here and hide behind the barriers. But I'm going to try to show off a little bit of counterattacks here. Right, from behind the thing. Can we hit anyone? Ow. Exposed. Here we go. Oh, I hit the wall. Yeah, I'm behind the wall. I can't really do anything. Why I'm behind the wall. There we go. Yeah, it makes him fall off into the water and he dies. That is so satisfying. Wow. I did not actually think that happened, but it does. Chest here. Inside this chest, a small key. Thank God. Because otherwise I wouldn't know what to do up here, because we can't fight the Beamos. Beamos are just as frightening as ever, and damaging as ever. That madness turned off, so we can't use that. And, you know, we can kill those things, but with the slingshot, it's a little difficult. So let's just run past them and open the door. That reminded me of like an old school shooter. I don't know if you ever played like point and click shooter games. Like this is way back. But whenever you hit an enemy like that's on a rooftop or something, they'd always do this dramatic like falling off the roof animation. It'd be like, "Oh, you got me." And that's kind of what that reminded me of for some reason. All right, here we have a pretty interesting little thing here. It kind of reminds me of Mario Sunshine, but we got to use the iron boots so that we don't fall off the spinning platform. I really like how they incorporate the iron boots with a lot of different things. You should be able to just, make it. We need to eventually get over there, and we need to do that by using that path, which goes up there. So I assume we have to go in here, and then that'll take us to the upper level. Oh, and hey, here's another Goron Elder. Hello, Goron Elder. What is your name? Are you going to give me another key shard? That would be great. He looks like a homely elder. Not the healthiest of the Goron Elders, but he's Gore Ebizio. I think that's what his name was as it passed by. I couldn't really pay attention. I was kind of scrolling through the text a little fast. But anyway. There's one more shard. Yes, there are dangers. But, good news, finally, there's a weapon that is said to have been left in the mine. So if we can obtain the weapon, that would be pretty awesome because, you know, the weapon of the Gorons, that's going to be pretty awesome. The hero's weapon, talk to the guard and take it with the blessing of the Gorons. So, how about that? We don't have to fight a mini-boss. We're just going to grab the weapon and be on our way. That sounds like a pretty awesome thing. I love the Gorons. Even if they were kind of douches at the beginning, like, these Gorons are turning out to be pretty awesome. So, I mean, even in Ocarina of Time, like, we still have to fight a mini-boss. We have to fight stupid lizard foes. And then in Majora's Mask, we still had to fight a mini-boss. They still didn't even give us any free weapons and stuff. But in this game, they're just going to be like, hey, go ahead and take it with the blessing of the Gorons. I don't really know what the blessing of the Gorons is, but, you know, there comes to a point where I really don't care. I was just walking to the door twice, roll into the door. Well done, Link. Well done. You clearly are the hero. You deserve the blessing of the Gorons. Alright, so now let's use this magnetic path here to walk across. We unfortunately cannot exploit the iron boots glitch, and it's one of those things where you have to, like, go into the magnetic stream and get, you know, attached to the wall. We can't just do it like this. As cool as that would be. Can't really see. I guess I'm just gonna walk to the end of the path. I don't really want to risk dropping down and then, you know, just falling into oblivion. Actually, I should be able to drop it. I'm just gonna drop it. Alright, there we go. First we have a little chest. Don't miss the chest. Let's see what's inside. Probably rupees. Yes, 10 rupees in a big blue chest, which usually has important items. It's just 10 rupees. Great. Alright, inside. Now this looks like the room where we're gonna get the hero's bow. I mean, on the mini-map it's round. I mean, that usually symbolizes a mini-boss, but not in this case. In this case, the Gorons are just gonna give it to us with the blessing of themselves. How awesome is that? Hello, Goron Guard. I would like your hero bow, please. Human! What business does a human have coming here? No business. Forbidden place. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, whoa. The elders told me that I could just come here. Whoa. What? No. The elders said you're... What? Stupid Goron. You know what? Fine. Be that way. I don't really care. Alright, so pretty much we have to wait. Yeah. Oh, we don't have to wait. I'm not waiting for anything. Just slash this guy right in the chest. Look at his chest is exposed. I mean, his shoulders might be guarded, but his chest is pretty exposed. And just slash at his chest. See, he kind of does this thing where he's gonna try to corner us and then knock us off the platform. So when he does, you want to make sure you have the iron boots equipped so that, you know, when the platform rocks around, you're still pretty stable. Come on, Goron. Go ahead and do something. I guess that was when I was supposed to hit him because he clearly was exposed for a long time. I just stood there. Did not capitalize on that. That's what you gotta do. Alright. I remember what you did. Watch this. This Goron thinks he's all something. I'm not even gonna try to hit him. Alright, you just slash him before he can get an attack off. And then he'll get all like that. And you have to grab him with the iron boots and chuck him. And eventually you just gotta chuck him off this little platform. Oh, and not fall off yourself. Needless to say. Jeez, this is getting risky. This is not This is not going very well. Alright, get up, get up, get up. Link, get up. Thank you. Good God. Alright, come on. Come on. I guess you can just leave the boots on the whole time. There's really no point in taking the items off. Before he can roll at you. I'm not going to let you roll at me. There we go. Into the lava. Look at that poor Goron. Getting his ass burnt. He deserves it, though. He's a big jerk. I got the blessing of the Gorons. Good God. Come on, just give me your freaking weapon. I don't have to fight you. I don't want to fight you. You're only hurting yourself. There we go. Alright, come on. Yeah, I'll think so. Look at this. Look at how pathetic this is. Once you know what to do, it's like, it's not even a challenge. I'm just going to hurl him off the edge again. Oh, I didn't fall. Are you kidding? Alright, come on. Come on, come try me. There we go. Slash him. There we go. Let's try to get a good angle. Let's roll him off. There we go. And that should be it. 3 hits is generally the rule. I know that's kind of took a little while, but I'm going to try to be a little creative, you know? But apparently that's it for that Goron. Oh, that hurt a lot. Who knew humans were capable of such strength? Well, kind of cheated with the boots, but whatever. Maybe we're going to see the patriarch of our tribe? Yeah, that's kind of what I tried to tell you. In that case, we're instant friends. BFFs, hook me up on Facebook. And in that case, oh God, all right, that was just silly. I don't really know what to say to that, but in any event, that whole battle could have just been avoided. I don't really understand why the Gorons were so aggressive and why this particular Goron is such a jerk. But he's gonna be like, yeah, take the hero's weapon and save our kingdom, whatever thing. Hey, whoa. No, I do not want to talk to you again. Alright, so we should just be able to walk, even though that platform's a little unstable. It doesn't really matter. We beat that guy. I didn't think there was going to be a mini-boss. It's so deceiving. But yeah, we can go in here and go into this hidden, like, little treasure trove. Why is that Goron even there? What a sucky life. Like, you just stand there all day, hope that someone comes, and when someone comes, you challenge them to a duel and just lose. Like, wow, that sucks. Anyway, the item is the Hero's Bow. I love Twilight Princess in that you get the Hero's Bow very early in the game. Usually it's one of the later items, but the Hero's Bow is absolutely awesome. So I will instantly be using the Hero's Bow to take out that stupid slug. And I'll point the Wii Remote at the screen to shoot the little ropes here, if I can hit them. A little more difficult with the Wii Remote. Aiming expert. What's in these things? A heart, some rupees that fell off. Useless. Okay. So anyway, let's go across the drawbridge, and now we have the Hero's Bow. So that is one of the weapons that can do some damage against these Beamos. Although it is a little tricky still, so we still have to be pretty careful. So when I walk in here, yeah, I think all these Beamos are like gonna turn on and become big jerks. But let's see what happens. Let's see what we can do in here. We can go in here. I kind of remember this room. I kind of remember how this works. Alright, we can go in there. Where else can we go in? We can go in here. Where we find nothing. Here we go. A rupee. Oh, great. Isn't that useful? Boomerang. Give me that rupee. Thank you. Alright, so let's see where else we can go. I don't think we can really do anything with these guys. Let's just try to leave. Oh, crap. We can't. Alright, so that's when the Beamos get all activated. But luckily we can kind of stand... This is sort of a safe spot, so we can kind of take them out from a distance here. Yeah, all you have to do is shoot their eyes, they just explode, and then they become useless statues, so... whatever. So, yeah, it's kind of nice that there's this happy, like, medium safe spot here that they really can't reach you. So you gotta kind of try to find those spots. I mean, standing in the middle would just be suicide. That would just be not a smart idea. Let's try to take out these ones on this side. Bam! In the face! Alright, one more. Die! Yeah, he's gonna try to shoot me. Ha! What a joke. I hope that's all of them. I think that's all of them, and I really hope so. Alright, so now we can pull the Beamo statues out now that we killed them all and get what's behind them. And then behind this one is a chest, a big blue chest, which should have an important item, and it does. Let's see what's inside. You should already know. It's the compass. Kind of interesting how in this game you get the compass and the dungeon map like pretty far apart. You usually get the dungeon map when you first enter, and then you get the compass when like you know, after the mini boss, when you're already a pretty good way into the dungeon. But in any event, let's see what's in here. Oh, we have a door that I'm gonna roll into, because why would you not roll into the door? Try to bust it open with your head. Oh, this is the last Goron Elder. Good. Glad I found this guy. Hello, Mr. Goron Elder. You look like a weird tiki thing. You look like that thing from Crash Bandicoot, whatever that thing's called. Young human, here you go, the last key shard. Combine all 3 key shards with their powers combined. They are Captain Key Shard. There we go. So we're gonna open the room to Darbus. I suppose I should trust your power considering you came this far. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm a pretty good guy. We have a chest up here. Make sure you don't miss this. Probably has a purple rupee. $10. Aha! I knew it. I knew it. There we go. You now owe me $10. Or a cookie. A cookie is also acceptable payment. Alright, so with that out of the way, we can just go back through. Make sure you get that last key shard, though. That's an easy one to miss, because it's not really, like, on the way. So you have to make sure you get that last one. I don't know why it's in here. Like, this is such an obscure room blocked by a BMOS. Like, why? Why? Just why? I don't think there's anything else really in any of these other rooms. The compass doesn't show any chests, so I really don't care. Probably like rupees and stuff in the pots, but big deal. Just continue and get out of here. And roll into the door. Again, how many times have I rolled into a freaking door this video? Good God. Good God. Oh, look at all those slugs. Jeez, it's like Metal Slug. I don't know why that reminded me of Metal Slug. I guess the word slug, but... Anyway, there's a ton of enemies in here, and we have to get to the other side. But first, yeah, we're obviously going to have to battle stupid keys. So if you did bring the Ordon shield at this point, you probably don't have it anymore. So this room would actually be pretty tricky without the shield. But with the shield, we can actually do something pretty cool. With the bow, anyway, we have to point the Wii remote to the screen, and let's see. Let's try to take out as many of these stupid slugs that we can. Look at that. Yeah! Stupid thing. I'll stand a chance. Oh, man, we're just making mincemeat of these things. Don't want to run out of arrows, though. We only have 30 arrows. So you do want to keep that in mind. Oh, but there's some more. And there's a heart. Very useful. Very useful indeed. Let's see, we have some more slugs. Look at it. Just sniping slugs. Sniping for slugs. It's like Link's crossbow training. Jeez, that was such a terrible... that was such a gimmick. I don't even know why they came up with that. So we actually do have to roll into the wall there to knock over that gate. And once we do, we would normally have to worry about all these slugs on all these stupid little platforms, but we kind of killed them, so that is a good thing. But we do have to worry about these guys, but I think I'm just going to try to run past them because they really don't... They're really not worth my time, honestly. Over here, and... Whoa, missed these guys. Die. Alright, and I believe that is the end of the room. Let's see what's up here. I think that you still have to open the door. Oh, there's a switch here. Good. Switch! Open the door. Oh no, we'll go up. Okay, going up. Alright, I'm gonna walk slowly, as usual. Why would we walk quickly? We're just gonna walk slowly over here. So make sure you have your shield against this guy. This guy can be pretty tricky because it's kind of like upside down, so it can get a little disorienting. Drop down and completely failed. Wonderful. I'm glad that I completely failed that. Where was I supposed to drop down? I was supposed to go in that little cave, wasn't I? Whatever. I don't really care. Well, I'm pretty much out of time for this video. So, this is ShadowMario41. I'll see you guys next time when I try to figure out what to do to open this goddamn door. Ciao.